The National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, has declared that he was elected at a national convention and can only be removed at a national convention. John Alechenu. The National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, has declared that he was elected at a national convention and can only be removed at a national convention. Anyanwu said this at an ongoing meeting of members of the National Working Committee, NWC of Southeast Extraction with stakeholders of the party from the zone. According to him, in 2023, I wanted to contest for the governorship of my state, and I wrote the party that I will be away for 3 months. And I asked my deputy to hold forth until my return. Unknown to me, the former Southeast Zonal Vice Chairman, Ali Odefa, was plotting to remove me from office. He deceived the only governor we have in the Southeast, Peter Amba, to say I have to be removed. Well, Anyanwu is here, this is the embattled crisis that has been going on in PDP as regards the national secretary between Samuel Anyanwu and Ude Okoye. And now Anyanwu is saying that he was appointed at a national convention. Then if he has to be, out of it, it has to be through a national convention. Let me get your take on this.
Okay, I am not conversant with the laws of the PDP on how a national secretary can be removed from office.
All right.
What I am particular about is that he wrote to the party that he'd be going away for 3 months to try to seek for election of his people into the party to contest for the governorship of the state. Unfortunately, he did not make it, and he came back to assume his position. Unknown to him that 1 or 2 persons were plotting his removal, where Ude Okoye, was put forth by the caucus of the Southeast, to replace Sam Anyanwu. So the matter is subject to it has been a subject of litigation. Ude Okoye got judgment, and just recently Sam Anyanwu got a stay of execution of that judgment, which also makes him to be serving. So for him to have said that it's only the convention that where he can be removed, probably, I'm not too certain, he may be talking about the laws of the party that guides the operations of the parties on day to day. So for me, initially before now, I was thinking he never wrote, a resignation letter or a letter, to allowing them to stand down for a while, after which he come back, to assume his position. I was thinking he never, wrote any of such letter. But for him to have come out to say he wrote, probably has evidence, because it is his word against the other. He has an evidence to show that he actually wrote to the party. But this is politics, where nothing is straight. While you're there, people may be plotting to unseat you and all of that. So the matter is already in court. I strongly believe in Nigerian judiciary to do justice to the matter. There must have been precedent on this matter, so it will not be difficult for the court to determine the pendulum where it will fall.
All right, there were some expectations that the National Working Committee meeting would at some point resolve the feud between this duo, the Sam Anyanwu and Ude Okoye. But then it appears the reverse is the case at this point. What do you think?
No, there was no such resolution between Sam Anyanwu and Ude Okoye.
Well, there are expectations by the members.
Expectation is what it is, but there was no concrete resolution because at some point the party became divided among itself. A faction, was working with some, who is the leader? Let me say Governor Bala Muhammad, who is the PDP governorship forum chairman. While the other faction is with Nyesom Wike and their group, where Sam Anyanwu is. So now it is a fight for the soul of the party, the PDP, at the national level, because who controls the party's levers of power, and who controls the structure, of the party, can go to to an extent, determine who gets what and all of that. So it's a battle to finish. It's a fight to finish. They're actually fighting on who controls, the party, because Sam Anyanwu is not for Peter Mba and the rest of them, Governor Bala Muhammad, you understand, he's for Nyesom Wike's camp. So that is why you see that resolution was not possible because at the higher level, that is the Wike and the rest of them, they have not resolved. It's only when they come to say, okay, we are ready to shift ground, compromise and resolve. That's when they can call both Samuel Anyanwu and Ude to a meeting and agree. So any day such a meeting can be called. Don't be surprised that one of them will be sacrificed for peace to reign. It's normal. So that expectation, as at that time, was too high because there was no way the resolution between the warring faction, those gladiators, was to come immediately. Maybe in future, yes, but as at that time, I wasn't seeing that resolution.
All right, so this has this crisis has paints a very bad image of PDP, and one is wondering how long do you think how long will this continue? Would there be any time would this be resolved anytime pretty soon? Because lots of people are looking at a time where this would be resolved quite immediately.
I'll be honest with you.
The image of the party would stand.
I'll be honest with you. I don't see the PDP resolving their in-house crisis before the 2027 election, except Atiku shared his presidential ambition. I will tell you why. The party zoned some of these offices based on regions or based on region. It has always been north and south. The north has finished their tenure. It is the turn of the south to do. Atiku, who is a perpetual serial election contender, came out because he has the muscle, he has the finance, he knows one or two, he muscled his way and won the ticket against the southern people. We all saw the outcome of that. It never worked because the southern governors all pulled out from that PDP and it affected their chances of winning. So Atiku is still nursing the ambition to contest the presidential election in 2027, despite his age as at that time. So with his continued interest to become the president, as against the party's zoning arrangement, you don't see this fight ending because on the other side of the divide, there are eminent and strong personalities that have what it takes, to fight him. So if he doesn't back down on his presidential ambition, then I don't see the PDP resolving up to 2027 election.
Okay, with all the feud around the PDP crisis, is there any advice you would like to give the PDP to see a possible way of resolving all of this?
Well, one of the advice I can give to them is for those who have the ears of Atiku Abubakar to prevail on him to step aside and allow much younger people and those from the south to run, because it's their internal. Like I said, every politics is local. It is not as if I give a hoot about this federal character 10. I really do not give a hoot. But when people have come together to say we are making these laws for ourselves, it should be respected. So Atiku must have to step down and bury his presidential ambition for a much younger person, probably from the south. Then that is one step forward for resolution. Those who are behind the crisis will say, okay, if this man has stepped forward, it should be a clearly worded statement to say that I have resigned my position to contest as the next president of Nigeria, so that that document will be binding and can be used against him if he turns around and all of that. So if that happens, I am quite certain that there will be peace and progress for the party. The likes of Wike will come out, others will come out, they will put their way together, and hopefully the party can salvage something. But with Atiku still remaining there and being how do I put it? There's no remorse at all. Like what I'm doing goes against the party's internal laws or resolution or discussion. Then that is where you see people who have what it takes to challenge his authority, and in the course of challenging that authority, the party will continue to disintegrate.